Often we talk about Disney movies that are based on a fairy tale. Our last video though was the first Disney film to be based on a real life story, and that would be Pocahontas. So now, since so many of you have been requesting this, let's go back in time to a story based on mythology, and that would be Hercules.
The greatest and strongest of all these heroes was the mighty Hercules.
Find these 5 Easter eggs, comment where they are, and include your Instagram name in your comment for your chance to win your very own Crazy Nate shirt. It might have been a while since you've seen Hercules, or perhaps you never even saw it, so I'm gonna ease you in slowly. Remember Scar?
Who's got a scar?
No.
In Lion King, Zazu jokes about turning Scar into a throw rug.
He'd make a very handsome throw rug.
Zazu.
Turns out Hercules really likes the idea. Here's Hercules wearing Scar as a jacket. And we know it's Scar because he literally has a scar on the same eyeball. Phil even uses Scar as a face cloth.
Wow! If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, eat my buddy Bumper here because he has a treat. Ah, you ain't it?
Yup.
For some bacon!
Yup.
Rub some bacon on it.
That scream is the famous Wilhelm scream. Cool story, bro. Hades sent Pain and Panic to kill Hercules.
Let's just kill the kid and get it over with.
Just like in the myth, Hera sent 2 snakes to kill baby Hercules. And they both failed terribly.
We are worms! Worthless worms! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Of course, being that Hades can see all the dead souls that died, how in Satan's planet did he not see that Hercules was still alive? Isn't he watching the river?
Speak of the devil.
Okay, that just got really dark fast. Rated PG-13!
Yeah, a little dark, a little gloomy.
Let's brighten up a little bit with hidden Mickeys. If you're a fan of Gladiator, like me, then you'll remember a common style helmet back in those days would be like this. With a giant broom bolted to the top of the helmet, then it has a nose guard going right down the middle, but the cheeks on the side didn't usually curve in, they're usually just straight cuts. Unlike this guy's helmet, it curves in, while at the same time the eyeball part is curving out, making a perfect Mickey shape. Practically perfect in every way song. Then the nymph eating grapes is holding a Mickey.
That's what she said.
Ha! I don't get it.
Grapes, seductive.
Also looks like there's another one in the bowl. Then when Phil kisses the nymph's butt, and yes, that's exactly what's going on in this scene here, when she turns into pixie dust, she makes an outline that's in the perfect shape of Oswald the rabbit.
We're gonna fight for this?
In the song I Won't Say,
No way, I won't say it, no.
they sing a few notes that sound exactly like the song in Ariel's Kiss the Girl.
Don't be scared, you got to move it there. Go on and kiss the girl. Don't stop.
Spoiler alert, she does get her kiss. Oh yeah, and they're also related. Here's how. Zeus is Hercules' dad,
Firework, my boy.
and his brother is Poseidon. Then he has a son named Triton, then Triton had a bunch of girls, and one of them was named Ariel. So they're cousins, twice removed. Thebes is modeled after New York City because they're both trashy. We have a hot dog stand, only this time it's pita bread, and on the way to Thebes he calls it the Big Olive.
The Big Olive itself.
Clearly this is paralleling the Big Apple.
If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Frank Sinatra sang a song called New York, New York, and that's what he's saying in the song.
If I can make it there, you know I'm gonna make it anywhere.
There's also taxis everywhere.
This city is a dangerous place.
Look where you're going, numbskull! Hey, I'm walking here!
That's also a reference to the movie Midnight Cowboy.
I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
Get out of the way!
Oh, sorry.
Watch where you're going!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to...
Pegasus, Hercules' loyal dog, can be seen flying through the stars. Remember, because this is how he made his grand entrance in the Temple of Zeus. And he remembers him because of their secret little handshake.
Pegasus!
Then on Butthead's head, you know, Nessus, we have a big dot, then two little dots. Yeah, I'm calling it a Mickey. Ever watch Karate Kid? Well, Hercules never does karate in the movie, even though he learned karate in his growing up stage. You know what's more impressive though than chucking a giant statue arm across the ocean? It's how fast the grass grew underneath his feet. That's right, no grass, then there's grass. You know what's even crazier than that is how fast these trees grew.
Hold it. Hold it. Zeus is your father, right?
There's probably 20 million trees there. This is Grecian Express, definitely not American Express, because there's no such thing as product placement, right people? And you wanna know something else? There's a Snow White reference in here as well. His nose literally pops out the same way the 7 dwarfs do. We also have not Victoria's Secret, but Aphrodite's Secret, and not Crate and Barrel, but Column and Barrel. Of course, the store with the crowds fighting to get in is the Hercules Store, not to be confused with the Disney Store, even though the Disney Store has the exact same entrance. Then there's a real-life florist called FTD Floral, and their mascot is Hermes. Here in the movie, we have Hermes delivering flowers to the birth of Hercules, just like their logo. In case I lost some of you, for those of you that aren't following along, it's opposite day. When I say not, that means they are. Over 5 billion served, and the entryway definitely is not in the shape of the McDonald's arc. What are those?
What are those?
That's right, this movie was the originator of the what are those? They're Air Hercs, not Air Nikes. Fun fact, the name Nike actually came from Nike, who was the goddess of triumph.
Oh, suffocating! Somebody call IXII!
This is a Roman version of 911, which is America's emergency number to call for when you're in need of help. Fun fact, on the temperature scale, when fire gets hotter, it gets more blue than red. So in these scenes, when he is mad, he's actually cooling off, not getting hotter.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
That's weird. You may remember Ron Clements and John Musker is the director, and a tradition that they like to keep is having cartoonized version of themselves hidden in the movies, like Aladdin, Treasure Planet.
Second birth on your right!
You can't miss it.
We'll add Hercules to the list. We get that moment when Hercules is running with a hay cart and smashes into the pillars. You can clearly see Ron and John on the top of the pillars.
Look out!
Sorry, guys.
Hey, watch where you're going, driver!
In this scene, we also see the donkey had a broken leg, but they forgot to add him in a few of the scenes. Would you consider this blood in a Disney movie? That's not something we usually see in a Disney movie, but to play it safe, Disney made the blood green. But Hercules' blood is red. Trigger! Trigger! Warning! Seeing blood! There's blood in a Disney movie! Definitely Copa.
I can't see nothing. Gotta open my eye. Come here, Mick.
I don't want to do it.
Come on, come.
When Hades says, relax, it's only halftime.
Guys, relax. It's only halftime.
This was literally halfway through the movie. On the DVD, 46 minutes and 36 seconds was the halfway point.
It's only halftime.
Said this at 46 minutes and 29 seconds. You literally can't get much closer to the halfway point than that. Survey time! Have you ever been to the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World? If so, you may remember all the stone heads on the ride. Well, in the song, I Won't Say I'm in Love, because she is in love, we see the same stone heads. There's several different versions of the story of all these fake lowercase g gods, so there was a lot of creative free play on how they could tell the story of Hercules without offending the actual stories. There's several different versions of the story of all these lowercase g gods. For example, in one of the versions of the story, Argo was a ship that Jason and the Argonauts sailed on.
Who do you think taught Jason how to sail? Cleopatra?
The only problem though is the mast, or giant wooden beam, fell from the ship and killed Jason. So this is why we see Hercules bonk his head on a random beam.
It was part of the mast of the Argo.
The Argo?
And then Phil bonks his head on the same beam.
Haven't any of you ever had a dream?
Haven't you ever had a dream?
Yeah, I had a dream once.
I've got a dream. I've got a dream. I've got a dream. I've got a dream.
I dreamed I was gonna train the greatest hero there ever was. So great, the gods would hang a picture of him in the stars.
Phil's ranting on how his dream is to train a god, lowercase g.
Having dreams are for rookies.
But one of the heroes that he's trained in the past,
I trained all those would-be heroes. Odysseus, Perseus, Theseus, a lot of yusses.
Perseus already has his constellation. So what in the world is he complaining about?
Whoop-de-doo.
When Hercules is flying through the stars and under a star's dress, this would be a callback to the famous Marilyn Monroe photo shoot. This was also not just a photo shoot, but also a scene in one of her movies that she did called The 7-Year Itch. Hercules is so famous that he put his hands in the sidewalk. This is clearly paying tribute to Hollywood's famous Walk of Fame, but if you notice, it says "To Sid" all over the place.
That is sin.
You mean that happy child?
No, we probably aren't talking about Sid from Toy Story, even though Toy Story was released 2 years earlier. No, this is playing tribute to Sid Grauman, who is responsible for the success of the famous Chinese theater and where celebrities put their hands into the cement so that we can go back later on and try to fit our hands into their hands.
Go! Force it in as deep as you can.
Today's a very special day for me, and it's really not about me. It's about my grandkids, it's about my great-grandkids.
If you watch my video about everything you missed in Aladdin, then you're going to remember that this is the same temple of Zeus that was in the Magic Carpet Ride. As far as continuity, the movie had a lot of mistakes actually. Like baby Hercules took one of the lightning bolts, leaving all the rest of the lightning bolts in Zeus's pocket. But then moments later we see Zeus doesn't even have any lightning bolts in his pocket. But since this movie blessed us with so many Easter eggs, I'm not going to go through all their mistakes this time. If enough of you ask, then maybe we'll have a second part with just the mistakes.
If is good.
Let me know what movie you want to talk about next, subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure, and remember, most importantly of all, gentleheads, share a smile, they are contagious. And by the way, thank you to my members for supporting the channel. We bought groceries this month because of you. Thanks, Copa.